All right, 4-2. You still hacking and slashing at this thing?
Yeah, I mean, what's left of it, I guess.
Okay, give me another roll for it.
I just need to get the skin off.
Yeah, you just need the skin off.
That's all I care about.
It's really all you need.
All right.
Of course, you'll have to carry that around until you get a chance to crack.
Really, all you have to do is cut once, and then the whole thing just peels right off.
Yeah, right? Okay. So it's a benchmark at 30 now.
Okay. So let's see. Let me do some math. Okay. That's 20. 30. I've got at least 30.
Okay. So you managed to peel the flesh off of it. Its eye is dribbling on you, and then the flesh just seems to go, and then, blood and skin starts like spewing on you as well, as he's like walking away, like dragging this pelt with him.
I kind of like put it up to see how it will look. Just kind of put it on a little bit.
Does he look
It's
happy?
beautiful, white, like almost pearly white fur.
With now a lot of red in it.
No, it's on him.
Oh, it's all on him?
Yeah.
Like, shake it off.
Does 4-2 seem pleased with himself?
He does.
Yes.
Well, he walks with a high stature and his shoulders squared. Yeah, he's strutting a bit. All right, and Alessia?
I'm going to shoot it with my arm.
Okay. It is.
Said it was 30?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's missing an eye, it's skinned, it's stuck in place, and he's burning the inside of its mouth. I think we can drop it down a little bit more. It seems pretty not intimidating anymore. So take it down to 25, just challenging in case it...
I feel bad for it.
I kind of do too. I even designed it.
Oh, should I assimilate it? It doesn't need skin to be a 4-2.
We will see. What'd you get?
Hound 2.
$33.
Yeah. And what's your damage rating on that gun?
8.
Yeah. So she just shoots it right in the eye that's already dripping and oozing, and it just blasts right through the eye. It slumps to the ground and starts crushing because it no longer can hold itself up. It crushes into the gravity of the rune that's on the ground. So it's like, and like you can hear the bone shattering inside of it as it like crushes into the gravity rune. Your hand is free, sir.
Like that happens. Wow, that sound reminds me of a cereal I used to eat in the morning.
Now, as it is clumped there, as this ball of skin and bones, it does seem like there seems to be some sort of mass that was inside of it. Maybe it was digesting it, or it was inside its stomach or something, but it does seem to be like a mass that is not crushing with it. Go ahead.
I'm going to stop concentrating on it now that it's dead.
Okay. It no longer is being crushed, but there does seem to be a big pile of something in the flesh.
Anybody want to dig through that?
Well,
Not it.
I'm already covered. I might as well. I dive in.
As he does, like he's like pushing at things and like throwing things out. You see like an organ, and then like a handful of rubies, and then another organ, and then some gold, and then another organ, and he's throwing it all out the same. It's all useless.
Well, not the rubies and the gold. I'm wanting to snatch that right now, put it in my bag.
All right, so there's plenty down for everybody to pick up. Everybody can
I would
add.
put it in like a separate compartment in your bag because it's covered in goop right now. Don't throw it in there with your
It was
rations.
filled with guts and stuff.
All right, so everybody can add 2 wealth points to your money pool.
And that mask, do I have it now? In my possession?
How many wealth
The
points?
mask?
20?
You said there was some.
2.
Do you say mask
2?
or mask?
Mass,
2 wealth
like
points.
MASS.
So 2 coins.
Okay, a mass of
2
something.
gold coins.
Yeah.
We don't know what wealth is worth.
So there's nothing like special in there.
I just have it
Gold
as
and
coin.
rubies and stuff. Organs, if you like organs.
I like organs.
Said, I wonder if we could.
Gizzard. There was a gizzard.
I take the gizzard, and light it on fire, and cook it, and eat it.
Take a bite. That's gross, dude.
Eat gizzard, cook it.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
as you can tell, though, this
Salmon.
room, other
It's
than
like pork.
Furball, That's it. That's all that's in this room.
Anyone hungry? I can cook this for you right now.
I think I'll pass.
It's pretty good. As I munch down on the gizzard that's freshly cooked.
I'll take your review.
Gizzards.
All right.
For the
So
listeners out there, I do not eat gizzards. It's terrible.
my grandfather loved it. Loved gizzards.
I guess I'll look around the room to see if there's any like hidden switches or anything like that.
That's it.
Okay.
That's it was the big fur ball, and it just seems like it was locked in this room just for people that made the bad decisions.
Shall we
Well,
go?
We did work as a team after all.
Yes, teamwork is
And she
heroic.
does feel like she got something out of this, so she doesn't really feel like it was a bad decision.
You didn't die. That's always a plus.
Yes.
Let's go to the touchy-feely, hugging door now, I guess.
The
Touching.
Kumbaya door.
Kumbaya. Yes.
Yes, whatever it was he called him.
Kumbaya, my lord.
Kumbaya, my door.
Yeah.
So you go through the Kumbaya door. When you open it up, it opens to another circular room. There are 4 levers jutting out of each point of the circular room. So like if you imagine north, south, east, west, these large rods, like solid rods, I guess would be an easier way to say it. It's not like something that you would actually pull to activate a mechanism, but it's like a large rod that points in towards the center of the room and stops. So it's like something to grab a hold of at 4 points equally distant in the room.
I will be, I guess, brave. I'll go touch a rod and see if anything happens.
I'm going to go to the rod opposite of him.
Okay. It's you, as you both push, it seems as though there's a mechanism that would move, but it seems too heavy to push just by yourselves.
All right.
I will go to the other rod opposite of them.
Okay. So that's
follow
3
their
rods
lead.
that are basically being pushed right now. It seems to shift a little bit more, but might need somebody real strong.
Hey, Shiny. Pick a rod. Let's go.
Pick the A rod.
He is on the A rod, and as he gets a hold of it, the room does begin to shift. Almost like the circle, the wall that you are seeing is an inner wall that shifts, and as it does, an opening begins to become visible. A small opening. In that opening, there seem to be some sort of words written on the wall. There also seems to be a bright blue gemstone that rests next to... there is a gemstone. Darn thing popped up on my thing, sorry. Okay, so in the opening you see that there are words etched. There's a big bright blue gemstone and an actual lever next to it.
All right. There's a gemstone and any words or writing.
Yes, there is actually some etchings.
Okay. Can I perceive them?
From this distance, you're a robot. You can roll to investigate and see if you can see what the words say. I'll benchmark you at 30
Okay.
because you're an
Rolling.
intimidating intelligence.
What is that? That's a 9. 9. So I'm gonna use investigate. I don't know why I said it like that. I'm gonna
do it.
let's see. So that gives me +6 because I'm a master investigator.
Okay.
So I got the fedora. Detective 4-2. So that puts me at 15, and then I can use intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
What was the benchmark? 30.
30.
Okay, I got 32.
All right, so what you read above the opening is heroism is an act of giving to the many. Villainy is the act of taking from any.
I utter under my breath, it rhymes, so it must be true.
It must be. You all right?
Yeah.
All right, so red. It is a really shiny gemstone. You kind of like just want to let go of your lever and go grab it, don't you? To be clear, with these, you have to buy me off because I'm trying to buy you off right now. So if you have a fate or a favor that you can buy me off with, that's the choice. If you choose not to grab the gemstone, you have to pay me with one of these. If you choose to grab the gemstone, I'm giving you this.
I will take the gemstone.
All right, so, sorry about that. All right, so she lets go of the lever, and as she does, all three of you feel yourselves yanked back because the room has to be physically held open with physical strength. You don't manage to get to the gemstone in time. You don't want to lose your hand, I'm assuming. So, but the room shuts again.
Why did it shut again? I'm sorry.
But she let go of the lever,
Yeah,
the lever
so
that
you
she was
gotta grab that.
holding.
I got greedy.
Got
She
greedy.
got a little greedy when she saw a shiny object.
Can they
Everybody
try
was-
again?
Huh?
Can they try again?
Yeah, if you want to grab hold of one of the levers, push the room back open again.
I have to do it.
Fortune pronounces them
One of you,
levers.
these three
Or
are all
levers.
holding one. There's 4 of them and one opening that comes out of this. And it has to be maintained open. So
Okay. I'll hold. I mean, I don't have any strength, but I'll hold a lever.
Okay, so she gets onto the lever, pushes it with them, and they manage to open the hole again, and you see your blue gemstone and the lever. Now, so you have a choice there.
Can she
Pick up the shiny blue thing.
She has to do one or the other.
Yeah, which one do you go for first? I mean, that gemstone, it was almost in your
She's
grasp.
got 2 hands. Okay.
Well, I do have 2 hands. There is a lever. Could I use one hand to grab the gemstone and one hand to pull down on this lever?
Is that what you want to do?
It's worth a shot.
It's worth a shot, so you do so. Pulling down on the lever and lifting up the gemstone. You can add that to your bag of stuff that you have gained. Everybody else takes electrical damage, 2 points. All the rods become electrified the moment she picks up the
Even
gemstone.
the A-Rod?
What does that? What does that mean?
Does it ignore?
Is it just
messed up
regular
AA rod.
damage?
Does it ignore soak?
At this moment, yeah, because you're holding on to it.
Alright, so how much
There's no
damage
chance
does
to
this
take 2 points.
The A-Rod has been electrified.
So
Ow.
she's good at sending out shocks not only to bad guys or enemies, but to teammates as
Red.
well.
I'm shocked.
That was shocking.
My hair turns into a fro. You see electric, like, just
Looked like one of the things
looks like
out
a
of
Jacob's ladder just going through his hair.
Well, that was
That is not what. That could be a whole bad mental image. I'm not even going to talk about.
Like, potentially, you could have just given him like shock therapy. How is your mental clarity? Are you still?
What was that again?
We're good.
As she pulls the lever, though, a doorway opens to the next room.
Sorry, I can't hear you over the buzzing in my ears.
It was very much an
Let's
electrifying.
see. I'm not holding on
experience.
to a lever, right?
Ha.
I'm holding on to a
I feel
rod.
enlightened.
Well, yeah,
There was a
that's,
spark
That's what
between
was
us.
electrified. Was what you were holding on to keep the room open, so that she could pull the lever to open the door. That's what electrified.
Jolted me awake.
Okay, so if I let go, then it'll...
Now, if you let go, the room stays in place. She has pulled the lever. The lock has been
okay.
activated, and the door to the next room has been opened.
Alright, I'm going to let go
Let's
and go
arc
to the
our
next
way
room.
over to the door.
Yes.
All right, so
That's
4-2,
exactly
you
what-
walk into the next room. You enter
I
into
float
a very
into
large
the next room.
float. You hover in,
And I hit the
Covering-
button on my chest.
but you're also dragging
Oh.
a large pelt of fur
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
I'm wearing it.
Oh god.
draped around you.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a little sloshy.
It's a
but
little slot. We'll get it. We'll take it to like.
You need
tailor.
it like cured by somebody that has like fire abilities.
Oh.
Work on that at some point, I guess. You've entered into a very large open room. As you enter, you see very large statues, stone statues on one side of the room that are like big barbaric looking warriors. 3 of these big statues, hulking monstrosities, each of them holding flail mace, one of them holding a big broad axe like a double-sided battle axe, and the other one holding a huge claymore sword. Each of the weapons seem metallic and not a part of the statue itself, but held in its hands.
Oh, neat.
On the right side of the room, you see beautiful, delicate statues of maidens, each of them holding a beautiful arrangement of flowers that also do not seem to be a part of the statue, but just placed in the statue's hands.
I'm gonna like reach towards that sword axe. It looks like. Is it a sword axe?
Well, there's one with a mace, one with an axe, one with a sword.
Oh, I would take the axe. Normally, I would go for the sword, but I don't know. The axe in 4-2's hand seems.
I'll say what everybody wants to do. Is everybody coming into the room?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So, is there anything that draws you specifically to go investigate?
I think I would personally like try to investigate or perceive and look if there's any kind of like trap, like tiles, almost like pressure plates. It does seem very weird that the swords would be metallic.
Okay, so give me, I'm going to benchmark you at 30 on perception of the room. Okay, so nothing really seems out of place. It just seems like
Well, I
they
did get a nat
decorated
one,
these.
so I don't
Do
know.
what?
I got a natural one, so
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and get a chip back from you.
You said the difficulty is a 30?
correct, on perception of the room.
Oh, well, I can't even roll that. So
Yeah,
now you can try.
I feel you.
But realistically, that's all you really see in this room. It seems to be closed off. On one side seems to be decorated with flowers and plant life, beauty. The other side seems to be decorated with warrior pride and strength and weaponry.
I'm going to go investigate the flower side.
Interesting.
I'll follow him.
Okay. And Alessia?
Sure, I like flowers.
I'm going for the axe.
So there was the room, there's the flower lady statues on one side and the big battle weapon statues on the other side. Which side would you gravitate to investigate?
Take a look over on the right-hand side, over where the maidens are, the maiden statues.
Okay, so John, you said that you were grabbing a hold of what? The sword?
The axe.
The axe. So 4-2, Fedora 2 struts on over. He grabs a hold of the axe, and as he does, a stone wall juts up in the middle of the room, separating the two halves of the room.
Oh.
And the statues that you are standing in front of begin to move. They come to life, and
Oh.
they start enclosing around you.
Are they robots?
They are golems. Living stone.
How can stone be alive but 4-2 not?
Now, on the right-hand side of the room, the flowers smell nice. When you start to hear and a horde of rats begins to pour out from the walls.
Oh my god.
I'm going to have you roll your willpower on this because it is one of your greatest fears.
Why does it have to be rats?
This is very intimidating to you, so 30 is your willpower check.
And this is for wisdom?
Yes. Big, furry, like neutrina-sized rats.
But
Each
they're
of
just
them-
normal
Ooh.
rats, right? They're not like enchanted rats. or
No, they're just rats, but they look like about the size of a bulldog.
Enchanted rats.
38.
You manage to hold yourself together and not run away from everybody screaming. But you do not like what you see.
Can I try to make them chill out?
Yeah, sure. You want to cast, like, commune with them?
Let me pull up my...
You can do, depending on how many of them, you can get one of them to come over to you with a certain difficulty, or if you wanted to add the entire group, then I have to set that at a different difficulty. So if you want to
I
have...
mostly just don't want them to attack me.
So you're trying to cast on the entire group of them. Is that right?
Yeah, or like just let them know I'm friendly.
Okay, well that's still going to be a 30 difficulty to try and get the entire group to listen.
We'll see.
That's gonna be fun.
Oh, he's a favorite.
All right.
I have 3 of them. Nope, they don't like me.
How badly?
I just said 24.
24. All right, so they don't straight up attack you, but they do seem extra agitated now as they all kind of like start clawing over each other and like running around scatterbrained as if like some sort of frequency messed with them. You also begin to hear this strange noise of
Is that me?
No, on the other side of the room it's hee hee ho ho. And you, sir, are actually going toe to toe with these large golems. So don't
Alright,
forget
cool.
that. It's
I do
kind of
have this
scary for
axe.
you. You do
I don't experience fear.
have the axe in your hand, and it has the axe in its hand. So you're gonna have to like fight with him. To pull
Oh
it.
yeah, I want to try and pull that. I want to gain control, soul control of the axe.
All right. Before we get there, I'm gonna go ahead and settle up on this side of the room. You hear this melody that seems to be emanating from the maiden statues. Everybody can roll willpower. I'm going to base, if you're on the right side of the room, I'm going to base your score at 30 here.
I can't even meet that.
Cannot. You feel very chill. Like, this is the most peaceful you've been since that one time you were in that bronze tower in hell.
Well, the flowers are reminding me of home, and they triggered a memory of something before Stein.
Yeah.
Oh, that's even better.
That's why he gravitated towards that side.
All right.
So will I need to also roll for this?
Yeah, you rolled to get away from the rat fear, so you still have to roll to like overcome whatever this melody is that's like coming in.
36.
You do not care. You are still grumpy and angsty and angry, and these statues are pissing you off. It feels like they're out to get you. Each one of their stony eyes just staring at you as if they're all recording what you're doing and sending it to somebody else.
I sit down and just kneel down and sit. Like
Yeah,
I'm
you're
meditating.
totally like, all right. Totally chill. Inalesha, how'd you do?
What was I supposed to be doing?
Rolling a 30 for willpower.
I get advantage on those. 30.
30?
Yep.
All right, you too do not care about the melody coming from these stone statues, and it does not affect you at all. You do not feel chill.
I also got a 30.
You are the only one right now feeling the calm, my friend. Like the angriest, craziest person in the room just got totally chill, sat down on the ground. Rats are running all over him, and he's like, "Be at peace, little ones." Now that we've resolved that part, Mr. McClay, the John McClay, those stone statues are coming at you. So if you want to roll that strength to rip the axe free, setting your formidable challenge at 30 to use your strength and rip it free.
Okay.
So if you have physique at all in your skills, you can use that to add into your roll.
I have.
That's assimilate.
I love that is one of the skills.
Don't have. Oh, can I teleport away with the axe? I have teleport. Or telepee, as I have written.
You can attempt teleportation.
Has telepathy.
Wait, one of your skills is and the other is telepee?
All right, let's
Telepee.
quit saying what his skill is, people. Remember where we're at.
All right. So I'm going to attempt to do that, I guess.
All right, roll your
I
teleportation.
rolled 15. Which, in retrospect, I could have just tried to wrestle it away.
Could have. But your teleport goes through your intelligence, so add your intellect to that.
So it's 32, and my telepee gives me a +6.
Didn't he actually pee on us one time when we were trying to
That was
teleport?
not 4-2.
No, that was a bubble. That was a water bubble. He did that in, and we're not going back.
It's not
there
my
right
fault
now.
I
That
got
was John the Red. Gotta excuse him for a moment.
Yeah.
All right, so you do teleport, and as you teleport, you come back into reality, back into the world, and you look around you and you see stone etchings on the wall. On one side, there is one guy leading a group of many to building some houses in a kingdom. On the other side, there's a bunch of people trying to steal gold. There's an open door, some bloody flesh
I'm
everywhere.
back there.
Yeah, you're back at the beginning.
To have the axe.
You do have the axe.
All right. Cool.
All right. So, back to y'all. He's chill. He's not really going to help you.
Nope.
Unless you had the ability to command him still, but I think...
No, I have another idea though. I'm going to use chain lightning on the rats.
On the rats? Okay.
So
And I set the benchmark on the rats at 30, so...
uh, 28.
Okay, so... You succeed in striking the rats. Anybody that's not so chill that they don't care what happens can roll to avoid any of the chain lightning that is now striking through the room. So if you want to use your dexterity or strength to take it,
Do I see it arcing towards them?
you would, yeah.
I'm going to go, you might want to look out. Sorry.
Is that me or not me?
Yes, you. You and she need to roll. He's good. What's your damage rating on your chain lightning?
So the way it was written, it just does 6 damage. If successful, the bolt of lightning inflicts electricity damage upon the target, and then leaps to the next target that shares the same zone, calling for another attack roll, but with a -3 penalty, and reducing damage by 1. It continues until either there's no viable targets, the damage reaches 0, or until 5 additional targets have been struck.
Okay. So you said it was 6 damage.
Mhm.
Ronnie? He has successfully struck the rats, but as they are hoarding around you, climbing on top of you, and you're meditating with them right now, you are also taking that lightning damage.
And that was 6?
Correct.
Okay, and that goes past soak, right?
Electricity, unless you have some crazy cool armor.
Okay.
I mean, what's your soak at?
6.
Your soak is at 6?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, you can probably half, take some of it. I'll let you just take 3 damage on
Why
that
are you
since you
wearing
have such
that your soak is at 6?
big soak.
Evidence. Exploits.
Let me know when you activate them.
What is
Oh, when I activate them, they goes higher.
Okay.
what
So
is-
that's just your passive exploits.
I got
what's
some
my
good
benchmark
stuff.
to do this?
What's your magic rating? Again, it was
I was
28.
rolling dexterity. Oh.
26.
26. So dexterity 26 is your benchmark.
$24.
Okay, so half damage as well. Just 3. A little bit of singe happens as you're leaping out of the way. Electrocutes you.
I haven't rolled yet.
Benchmark's 26.
26.
Mhm.
And this is dexterity. I have acrobatics. $32.
Oh, so you made it. You managed to miss all the lightning. Now, each of the rats charbroils and explodes on you. Just all over. And you take... and your hair stands up again. It's really not going to lay down again ever.
Oh, no, it's not. I like it.
All right, so all the rats are dead. He's electrocuted and she got singed. But you still hear the harmony.
I'm still calm.
Thank you for killing these rats.
It's the least I can
I
do.
hate them.
And of course, where you're at, you can see like there's that large wall that came up in the center that divided you, and all you can really see is like it's a half circle, like a crescent. You're in the crescent side of the room, but there doesn't seem to be any doorways, vents, or anything.
Why did y'all do that? They weren't bothering me.
I'm petrified of them.
Not my problem, yo.
Should we investigate the statues?
Yes. No more rats.
All right, so you want to roll to
No more
investigate the
rats.
statues?
I'm gonna try to see if there's like a switch or something on them that I can like turn off the melody.
So you are using investigate through your intellect on it.
Sure.
Okay, same benchmark. Go for it.
It's not happening.
All right, how about you do?
6.
Yeah, you don't even really know what kind of stone they're made out of. Or are they stone? Or is it styrofoam that's painted like stone? You're not sure.
This down.
You're just, that's all you're doing. You're like licking it to see if you understand it.
Not salt rock or rock salt.
Red, what do you think?
Could I perceive this? And I'm just like seeing him lick it, and I'm like, what's it taste like?
It's cold. It's rough.
Tastes like lime.
Limey. A hint of earthiness. I
Interesting.
think that might be moth. Instead of moth.
So you said you want to try and perceive?
Yes.
All right, so roll perception through wisdom. Benchmark 30. Reroll. Yeah. All right.
You can also lower the benchmark if you want to. Like instead. Well, yeah.
Beforehand.
Oh.
All right, here we go. $35.
You sense an incredible magical aura, something that makes the hair on the back of your neck stand up, emanating from each of these statues. That seems to be where the noise is coming from, where the effect is coming from, and the statues are the source of it. And it is your choice whether or not you share that information.
Yes, I share that information to everyone. That seems like whatever the source of this sound is coming from these statues.
Magically enchanted in some way. You, sir, I assume, are running back.
I'm casually walking back.
Okay, you're strolling back. Got you.
Whistling with my axe.
All right, so all three of you would know. She's told you that the statues seem to be enchanted, and that's where the song, the effect that's happening to Mr. Smiles, that's where that's coming from.
Do the mouths look like they're open on the statues? Okay. Well, there goes that.
Just seems to be like a noise that emanates from them, almost like harmony forks or something.
Maybe if we all sing in harmony.
Can I show up and say kumbaya? Okay, I
Is it
hit
working?
the button on my chest.
She matches the pitch, and it sounds good. He gets more chill. He like straight up lays down now. He's like,
I'm taking a nap.
Well, he looks very comfortable.
Maybe we should just all give in and just take a nap.
what about you? What do you think?
I don't really want to take a nap right now, if that's what you're asking.
Well, what you know is that there are enchanted objects in the room that seem to be having a strange effect on some of your party members.
I guess I'll use my scanner to figure out what's going on.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, she's already perceived that...
Right, that they're enchanted.
Right. The source of the problem is coming from the statues. They're enchanted.
Can I shoot it?
It is possible, yes. Go ahead and roll them. They're stagnant statues, so just a base 25. All right, so you managed to destroy 2 of the statues. The 2/3 of the noise drops down, and Smiles becomes 2/3 more agitated and angry again.
Cool.
Like, why am I chilling out? I hate chilling out.
So that tier 2 sword I got, is that a two-handed or a one-handed?
The Indigo Blade?
No, the sword I
The
bought.
Hero's Blade or whatever?
Yeah.
I think that...
Because it's a tier
I
2
wrote it,
plus
yeah.
2 strength.
I wrote it down. Hold on. Orgus.
When I snap out, I want to grab Al by the collar and look at him straight in the eyes.
Two-handed weapon.
Okay, so. What are you doing?
You must promise me something.
What?
We're going to kill Stein!
Well, of course.
He murdered my parents. I just now saw this!
Alright. Well, throw me at the statue so we can get out of here.
I throw him at a statue.
Draw out the Hero's Blade.
All right, so I'll allow that to be a additional point to whatever you roll.
Okay.
25. Challenging.
To 25?
Mm-hmm. Just to cut through the stone.
That's a 30.
Awesome. So you slice it to ribbons, actually, and all the melody begins to cease. As that happens, the wall separating the center of the room crumbles away, and you now see that where the wall was dividing the room, there is now an opening, a doorway that has crumbled as well, opening you into another room.
And thus, Fortu casually walks in.
Yes.
Says, "Hey guys,
Welcome back.
welcome back."
All right,
Famous.
so Fedora 2 begins walking into the room, slowly strutting with a battle axe on one shoulder.
I'm headed straight for
And
that new
fur
opening.
wrapped around him. And as he comes in, you begin to, I assume, walk through the opening that has now crumbled away. And as you do, you see, well, you'll see that you have to find out next time. So don't forget to tune in and join us for our next episode of Hands of Greed as they continue to venture through the catacombs of the Celestials. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to click like, share, and subscribe. This is your GM, Tony. I hope you have as much fun as we do. And until then, don't forget to call your grandma and tell her you love her.